It's fall. What is better than having a deep dish apple pie? Huh? Well, if you want to know how to make this, just stay tuned. Okay, my berries, you're going to start off with like 5 Granny Smith apples. I also mixed in three Gala apples. So you can always use all different types of apples. I like the green Granny Smith because it adds some tartness. You're also going to need some ground cinnamon. Cinnamon just adds that warmth flavor to an apple pie to me. You're going to need sugar, and I added maybe about a cup and a half of sugar. You're going to need some margarine or butter, whichever you prefer. I prefer margarine, and to me it doesn't matter what type. Then I have 4 deep dish pie crusts that's already made. You get them out the grocery freezer at the grocery store. Now, um, what I have here is some chopped up apples. These apples are already peeled and sliced. Then I'm going to add the sugar to the apples. And then after I add the sugar to the apples, you sprinkle the sugar all over the apples. And then once you've added the sugar to taste, then you're going to have to add your cinnamon as well. And there you go. And it's basically a preference, whatever you prefer. If you like a lot of cinnamon flavor, you add a lot of cinnamon. If you don't like so much, then you don't add as much. But I just feel like an apple pie is not an apple pie without the cinnamon flavor in it. Once you have added all of that, then you're going to stir the apples and get the apples coated really generously with the cinnamon and the sugar. So there, you just go ahead and stir it all up. And I mean, even now, just stirring, you can smell those warm fall flavors. You can just smell it. It smells so good. There, I added a little bit more sugar. Now, at this point, too, guys, if you want to have that jelly type of effect with your apple pie, this is a good time to sprinkle in a little flour or cornstarch. And that way, when the sugar and cinnamon melts along with the margarine or the butter, then you'll have like a gel type of a flavor. Okay, now I didn't tell you guys to poke holes in your pie crust before you put it in the oven, so that way it won't puff up. Um, and the holes make sure that, like I said, don't puff up. And so then once you've gotten your pie crust out, you put your pie crust in the oven for about 10 or 15 minutes. And that way it bakes a little bit more at the bottom. Then you're going to go ahead and add your apples and cinnamon sugar combo to the crust. And you make sure you spread all that out evenly. That looks really, really good. I mean, it's semi-homemade. I didn't make the crust, but we just slice the apples and add the cinnamon and all that. And now we're going to add a little bit of margarine on top of the apples. And I think I maybe added a cup of butter, and you just use a few dollops all over this apple pie. I'm sorry, all over the raw apples and cinnamon sugar mixture. So you get the butter and just put little dollops all over until you're satisfied what you have. Like I said, I think I added maybe a cup or a cup. Now, I don't do measurements, but it's all according to what flavors you really like. So yeah, but this is going to be good on a nice fall day. It's not really cold here in Houston, but it's kind of gray outside. It's not really sunny. So to me, this makes the best time to get in the kitchen and cook and, just pour your love into um, cooking for your family. So yeah, I decided when I went to the grocery store yesterday, I said, I'm gonna make a homemade apple pie because it doesn't take much time. For me, it doesn't. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. All right, so you spread that margarine all over, and now it's gonna be time to open up your second 2 pie shells. And what you're gonna do is we're gonna cover this apple pie mixture with a top crust. And that's what makes it a deep dish apple pie, is that you actually put it in a deep dish. You don't just put it in a pie shell. And then now we're going to cover everything with the crust. And you just basically lay that crust on top and, fill it in. And then I have an extra crust, so what I'm going to do is make sure I get all around the edges and make for a really beautiful deep dish apple pie. Okay, once we've covered that, we're going to put like 4 slits into the pie shell, and that again so the crust won't puff up and it'll have a way for all the heat to ventilate through. So you put like 4 slits in it, or you can even poke with a fork as well, but I like the little slits. Then we're going to add sprinkle some more sugar on the top crust. Yeah, you sprinkle that sugar, and then you can add on top of that sugar, and it's just to give, it's like the look of the pie, to make it look pretty. And then after that, you can sprinkle some cinnamon on top, and that makes it really, really gorgeous. So, 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 so pretty. Doesn't that look good, guys? So once we've added the cinnamon and sugar, then you can go ahead and we're going to put it in the oven. And we're going to put it in the oven for about 35 minutes or so. Yep, for about 35 minutes. And then look what we have with the magic of television, or video for that matter. We have a nice deep dish apple. Okay, my berries. I have my 2 children here. They're going to do a taste test. The apple pie, I put it back in the oven. I know I showed you guys and let it bake for like 35 minutes. But I put it back in the oven because I want the apples to get a little bit softer. If you want your apples to be a little tender, the 35 minutes will work. But we did it, I'm putting it back in for maybe another 20 minutes to let it bake so the apples can get really, really crisp. Also, it didn't gel up like I wanted to. If you wanted to kind of have like a gel to it, then what you need to do is maybe add some cornstarch or a little bit of flour to it, okay? But let's get into the taste test. This is my son Jordan, and y'all know Kayla. So they're gonna taste test the apple pie. I added a little bit of vanilla bluebell ice cream on top. Go ahead, dig in, guys, and let them know what you think. Now, Jordan is not really a dessert person. Like, he could take it or leave it. So, Kayla's not that, well, Kayla likes dessert, but she loves apple pie. So, let's see what they think.
Cold.
What do you think, Jor?
I'm loving
it. You're stupid. No, seriously, what do you think, for real?
It's delicious.
It is? What about you, KK?
It's the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life. This woman cannot cook at all. That's why I'm still eating it.
So I think that's 2 thumbs up from both of them. I think they like it. So again, if you would like to try this recipe yourself, it's fall. There's nothing like a good bowl of ice cream and some apple pie, hot apple pie to go with it. Check out my check out this video, and you can tailor it to however you want. And I think that'll do it. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.
Have it your way.
Sparkles.